A very good evening. From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. I'm Vidushni Sadis Kumar.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Vinapurarachi, and now let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
Steps to be taken for state acquisition of millions of rupees of monies in the possession of drug smugglers. The president says that plans will be complied speedily to promote pepper cultivations as a prominent export crop. The premier says that the period of disregarding local industries and depending on imports is over. The UNP leader reiterates that it is only the United National Party that can restore and take forward the economy. Former provincial councillor Nimal R. Piris, who was arrested for misusing a postal printing machine, released on bail.
Well, now in local stories in detail, Senior DIG Deshabandhu Thennakoon says that steps have been taken for the state acquisition of millions of rupees of monies possessed by drug smugglers. Speaking at a media briefing held in Colombo today, he said that in addition, 13 red notices have been issued for the arrests of drug smugglers operating from overseas. Senior DIG Deshabandhu Thennakoon said that checks worth 10 million rupees have been reported as issued from an account maintained at a bank under the name of an individual from the Minuwangoda area known as Mile Chaminda. He noted that checks have been issued for transactions of high value. The senior DIG further stated that in the same way, 490 million rupees was detected in an account maintained by an associate of the criminal from the Moratua area by the name of Dharmasiri. In addition, the senior DIG noted that in an account maintained under the name of an employee of the drug smuggler by the name of Mervin, 140 million rupees was detected. He added that the close aides of the Koskoda drug smuggler had 100 million rupees held in their account. Senior DIG Deshabandhu Thennakoon further stated that steps have been taken to confiscate all such fixed and current assets. He also stated that the acting IGP and the Defence Secretary will present details in this regard tomorrow, and thereafter, under the Anti-Money Laundering Act, action will be taken to confiscate these assets. The senior DIG also stated that for the first time under the CID, a new division will be established in the future to investigate illegal assets. He explained that evidence on cash, fixed and current assets earned through the proceeds of drug smuggling throughout the island will be directed to this division, and under the Anti-Money Laundering Act, action will be taken to confiscate these assets. He further stated that a special program has been launched to control crimes in the Western Province. Senior DIG Deshabandhu Thennakoon observed that intelligence reports have revealed that around 25 organized criminal gangs are operating within the Western Province, out of which around 20 gangs are active in the province. The senior DIG disclosed that 388 gang members of these 20 gangs have been identified. He added that some of these associates are in prison while some of them are overseas and are operating crimes through their associates. The senior DIG stated that a time period has been given for the officers in charge to take action against these 388 criminals.
And meanwhile, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that plans will be complied speedily to promote pepper cultivations as a prominent export crop. The president made this comment joining in rallies organized today to support candidates contesting under the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna from the Ratnapura district at the general election. The president attended a rally organized at the Godakavela Pradeshiya Sabha grounds, at which the people informed him of the issues faced by pepper cultivators.
ඊට පස්සේ පිටරටින් ගෙන්නලා ප්‍රතිඅපනයනය කිරීම නිසා අපේ මාකට් එක කඩා හැදුවා. දැන් ඉන්දියාවෙන් තමයි අපි ගොඩක් ගම්මිරිස් ගත්තේ. දැන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ කෝටා එකකට ගන්න. ඒ කෝටා එක ගිය ගමන්ම අපේ ගම්මිරිස් වල මිල පහත යනවා. අපි කරන්න ඕන මේවට අලුත් මාකට් එකක් හොයන්න. ඊළඟට මොකද මේක සාතේ හාල් වී වගේ සාතක මිලක් දෙන එකක් නෙවෙයිනේ. ඉතින් මේකේ අපනයන විලම තමයි අපි හොයාගන්නේ. එතකොට අපි අලුත් වෙළඳ පොලක් වන්න ඕනේ ඒකම මේ වැලියු ඇඩ් කරන්න ඕනේ මේකට. මේවා පිළිසුදු කරලා අල්ලා තෙල් හදලා මේවා කරලා තමයි අපි රජයක් හැටියට අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ.
They also requested the President to resolve the land issues pertaining to inherent lands around the Sabaragamu Mahasaman Devalaya. They also requested the President to have the Ritivita Market Road carpeted. The President advised the people against excessive sand mining in violating of licensed conditions.
දිනයක් කියලා. කොයි මාසේ? සැප්තැම්බර්ද ඔක්තෝබර්ද? ඔයගොල්ලන්ට දැන් කම්මැලිද?
The staff of the Kodakavela Pradesh Sabha met with the President and engaged in a friendly discussion with him. The rally was attended by Minister Pavitravani Arachi, former Minister W.D. Jasenaviratne, former State Minister Vasudeva Nanayakara and Kanchana Jayaratne. The President also participated in a rally organised at the Emblepitia Mahavali grounds, at which he discussed issues faced by graduates. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was warmly welcomed at a rally organised near Danagarika Dharmapala Children's Park at Nabilipitia New Town by Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidates Sani Rohana Koditwaku and Beru Bashita Liyanage. The President focused attention on the drug trade that is spreading in the area. At a rally, the people of the area informed President at the Allavela irrigation project that was initiated during the presidency of Mahinda Rajapaksa has been stalled midway. The President instructed the officials to allocate funds from the year's budget and complete the project. Rally organised by former Deputy Minister Dushmantha Mitrapala in the Bamanala town and a rally organised by former parliamentarian Kanaka Herath opposite the Ramukkana railway station. Former parliamentarian Kanaka Herath and the District Engineers Association presented the President with a manifesto titled Kagalat Hadamu, Let Us Build Kagol. A rally was also organised by Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidate Tharaka Balasuriya at the Kagol Public Market Complex. The President attended this rally as well. Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna candidate Samanja Singh organised a rally at Galigamua. The President attended this rally and engaged in a friendly discussion with the participating people of the area. The President was also warmly welcomed at a rally organised by former Minister Ranjit Syamala along Gambadda Road at Kotapala in Galigamua.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the period of disregarding local industries and depending on imports is over. The Premier made this comment at a rally held at the Sivanagala Ganduma Junction at Vallavaya today. The rally was organised to support the election campaigns of candidates contesting under the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna from the Munaragala district. The participants were entered into the premises of the rally adhering to health guidelines. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that it is of no purpose to have saltons in the country if salt is being imported from India. He says that this situation should be changed, as his party was of the view previously as well that the era of importing everything for the country should be brought to an end. The Premier says that they launched the necessary plan in this regard and they built the economy and increased the per capita income. He says that thereby the income level of the people increased and they were able to create a new middle class. The Premier said that he is seeking a two-thirds majority to bring in a new constitution that defines the country as a single state. The Premier observed that the election manifesto of the TNA was issued today, and he has got to know that although the TNA manifesto had mentioned of unitary status, in the previous manifesto no such mentioning is said to be found in the manifesto this time. The Premier further stated that no room will be left for the country to be divided. He added that no way will his party grant what Prabhakaran tried to obtain through weapons. Meanwhile, another rally attended by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was held at Mahayangani yesterday. Candidates contesting under the Sri Lanka Pujana Peramuna participated in the rally.
And meanwhile, UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe reiterates that it is only the United National Party that can restore and take forward the economy. He expressed these views joining in a gathering of party supporters at Trincomalee today. The gathering was held in the Kinue area and was attended by supporters of the party. Leader of the United National Party, Ranil Wickremesinghe, noted that currently the country is short of foreign exchange as foreign currency earnings are not received through the tourism industry or the garment industry, while remittances from the Middle East and are also not being received at present. He calculated that around 7,000 billion rupees has been lost to the country. However, the country has to settle loans amounting to around 3,000 billion rupees. The UNP leader pointed out that the incumbent government is unable to respond to these issues, which need to be to the taken country forward in the present context. He highlighted that this is not merely an economic issue of the country, but an issue that pertains to the sustenance of the people of the country, as a deadline of the economy of the country's results in a decline in the household economy of every family. UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe pledged that he is able to fund the foreign currency deficit of $6,000 billion through negotiations with the International Monetary Fund in the same manner in which funding was obtained in the years of 2001, 2005 and 2019. The UNP leader further stated that his party is ever willing to assist the public, the entrepreneurs and especially those who are facing difficulties in settling obtained loans. He explained that such concessions will be granted for leasing companies, especially with regard to leases concerning three-wheelers, in order to prevent leasing companies from seizing leased three-wheelers for which repayments are in arrears. He invited interested parties to access the website unp.lk to pursue the election manifesto of the UNP, as the party has a work plan with regard to controlling the COVID-19 pandemic and restoring the economy. Therefore, UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe stated that it is only the United National Party that can resolve the issues faced by the country. A rally was held in Hingaragoda town yesterday under the patronage of UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe in support of candidates contesting under the UNP from the main area seat. The rally was attended by UNP candidate Nalaka Kolanna. Another rally to ensure the victory of candidates contesting under the United National Party from the Polonnaruwa district was held at the Lakshya Industrial Zone at Polonnaruwa yesterday. At the rally, UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe responded to many issues pointed out by young members of the UNP.
දැන්වීම යොදන එකද ඒ වගේම මන්ත්‍රීතුමාට කියලා තිබුණේ ගම් මට්ටමට ගියාම හැමදාම මේක කියන්නේ කියලා. අපි මන්ත්‍රී වුණාමත් මම බියක බයනකොට හැම වෙලේම මහවැලිය, ගම්මුදාව, වෙළඳ කලාප, ශ්‍රීජාත අලුත් ඒ ඔක්කොම අපි කතා කරගෙන යනවා. ඉතින් මේක ගෙනල්ලා කරන් සමහරු කරා සමහරුගෙන් ඒක සිදු වුණේ නැහැ. ඒක පිළිගන්න.
Leader of the Samagi Jana Balawege, Sajid Premadasa, says that all measures will be taken under him to strengthen the economy of the poor and grant them with all required concessions. He made this pledge joining in a rally organized in the Vijayapura area at Madirigiriya in Polonnaruwa.
සමගි ජන බලවේගයක් දිනනවා. අපි ආණ්ඩුවකුත් පිහිටවනවා. අපි ආණ්ඩුව පිහිටවනකොට ජනතාවගේ
Leader of the
ආශිර්වාදයෙන්
Samagi Jana Balawege, former parliamentarian Sajid Premadasa, said that he is confident of the victory of his party and looks forward to forming a government, and with the blessings of the people he will assume the prime ministerial office. Focusing on the Anuradhapura electorate, former MP Sajid Premadasa said that his party will represent the voice of the suffering masses and therefore called on the electorate to vote for the Samagi Jana Balawege, which will meet with the aspirations of the people and create a wonderful government.
සමගි ජන බලවේගය දිනවන්නේ කියමින් සියලු දෙනාටම ජය වේවා.
Another rally attended by leader of the Samagi Jana Balawege, former parliamentarian Sajid Premadasa, was held in the Anuradhapura East electorate yesterday. Meanwhile, another rally was held at Vijayapura in Madirigiriya.
අපේ කණ්ඩායම සතුව කුසලතාවෙන් වලින් පිරිච්ච දක්ෂ හපංකම් තිබෙන තරුණ නායක නායිකාවන් රැසක් සිටින. අපි මනා කළමනාකරණයකට රාජ්‍ය පාලනය මුසු කරේ. අපේ අරමුණ ශක්ති සම්පන්න සෞභාග්‍ය සම්පන්න මාතෘ භූමියක් බිහි කිරීම. දුරකථනයේ දිනවන සමගි ජන බලවේගයේ දිනවන රටේ ජීවත් වන ලක්ෂ 220 අධික රටේ ජනතාව ජීවත් කරවන්නට ශක්තිමත් කරන්න. සමගි ජන බලවේගයේ දුරකථනය දිනවන්නේ කියලා මම තමුන්නාසලගෙන් ඉල්ලීමි.
And meanwhile, former provincial councillor Radhanimal R. Perez, who was produced before court in connection with misusing a postal printing machine on provincial council member privileges, has been released on bail. He was arrested yesterday after handing over 3,000 letters pertaining to an election rally to the Thalavatuguda post office for distribution by post. Kaduval acting magistrate Kamal Prasanna Vijayasiri ordered that the former provincial councillor be released upon two sureties of 5 million rupees each. The former provincial councillor, under his provincial council member privilege, had sent 7,564 letters via post, and the Thalavatuguda postmaster had complained to the Thalangama police. The investigations that followed revealed that the letters, including 3,000 letters, which were invitations for a rally organised by the Samagi Jana Balawege. The police state that the suspect had not returned the postal printing machine which was assigned to him by the provincial council and had broken its seals as used since 2018. The police seized the postal printer together with a laptop, a printing machine, letterheads and envelopes of the Samagi Jana Balawege. The suspect was ordered by the magistrate to appear before the Thalangaba police every month on a Sunday. The case will be next taken up for hearing on the 25th of this month.
Well, election monitoring organizations state that in comparison with previous elections, propaganda activities at this year's parliamentary election are proceeding peacefully. They point out that it is satisfactory to note that no form of election violence that falls under the serious category has been reported so far. Executive Director of the Peripheral Organization, Rohana Hettiarachchi, says that although violent incidents have been reported, most of those confrontational incidents had occurred within the same political party in the contest for preferential votes. He also stated that a satisfactory level can be observed with regard to posters and cutouts, and an overall satisfactory level can be observed in the country. He also noted a change in the direction of the political culture that has prevailed over a length of time. National Coordinator of the Election Violence Monitoring Centre, Manjula Gajanayaka, also stated that incidents of election violence are considerably low this time. He took note of an incident that occurred in the Tangol Police Division in the Hambantota district yesterday, in which a group of UNP supporters were attacked by a group supporting the Samgijana Balawegaya. He advised that in an election campaign that was underway without election violence, the emergence of incidents of election violence is not a good precedent. Therefore, he further advised that supporters of the Samgijana Balawegaya assaulting UNP supporters is not a good tendency. Well, on another note, the number of fully recovered COVID-19 patients in the country currently stands at 2,035, and this is a percentage of 74.95. Meanwhile, 11 COVID-19 positive cases were detected in the country today. 4 of the COVID-19 contracted patients detected today were from amongst the family members of COVID-19 contracted staff members of the Kandakadu Treatment and Rehabilitation Centre for Narcotic Addictions. 3 of the detected cases were from amongst returnees from Qatar, whilst 2 each were returnees from India and the UAE. Director General of Health Services Consultant Dr. Anil Jasinghe says that all COVID-19 patients resulting from the Kandakadu cluster are those resident in the Kandakadu and Senepura facilities, and this includes the instructors, the staff and their family members. Therefore, the Kandakadu cluster is currently contacting. A senior police constable serving at the Homagama office of the Superintendent of Police was recently reported to have contracted the COVID-19 virus. Senior DIG Deshabam Bipendakon explained that this female constable's son serves in the army and was attached to the Kandakadu rehabilitation camp. He explained that the infection had spread to her from her son. Therefore, as a result, 33 staff members of the Homagama SSP office were sent to quarantine at the Habaraduwa quarantine facility. The senior DIG emphasized that, however, PCR tests have confirmed that the 33 individuals have not contracted the virus. 903 COVID-19 contracted Navy personnel have been discharged from hospitals upon recovering fully. This accounts for 99.66%, as only 3 naval personnel are undergoing further hospitalized treatment. The number of fully recovered COVID-19 patients in the country currently stands at 2,035, and this is a percentage of 74.95. The number of patients undergoing further hospitalized treatment currently stands at 669.
Leader of the National People's Power JVP, former parliamentarian Anurukumara Dissanayake, observes that the dispute between the United National Party and the Samagijana Balawegaya is not a dispute based on policy but a dispute on leadership. He made this observation addressing a rally organized at Homagama yesterday. Leader of the National People's Power, former parliamentarian Anurukumara Dissanayake, said that the dispute between UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe and SGB leader Sajith Premadasa is a dispute concerning the party leadership, and it should be resolved within Zirikotha, since without any change in policy, supporters of Sajith Premadasa are pledging their allegiance to the Samagijana Balawegaya and supporters of Ranil Wickremesinghe are pledging their alliance to the United National Party, although they are contesting from 2 camps.
ප්‍රේමදාස බාරගත්තා. ප්‍රතිපත්ති මේ බං හිවෙන්න බෑ. රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ සමග නතර වුණු ඔක්කොම රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ බාරගත්තා. ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් නම් වෙන්න ඕන. තමන් එක්කෙන ප්‍රතිපත්තියේ ගරු කණ්ඩායම් බාර ගන්න ඕන. අනිත් අයින් කරන්න. එහෙම කවුරුත් අයින් කරේනේ. කිරියල්ල ඒ දක්වාම සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාසට විවේචනයක් එල්ල කරමින් හිටියේ. හැබැයි කිරියල්ල නේද මහචන්දිදී සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස තමන් එකඟ වෙනවා. එයි ඔහු හිතනවා ඒ කඳුරින් ඉදිරිපත් වීම තමයි දිනන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ මහනුවර. ඔච්චර වෙන මොකක්ද තියෙන ප්‍රතිපත්තිය. ඒ වගේම රාජිත් සේනරත් ඔබට මතක ඇති ගැටුම කාලෙම රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහත් එක්ක හිටි ගැටුම වෙලා. හැබැයි රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහමැතිවරණයේ සජිත්ව තෝරගන්න. එයි മന്ത്രിවරයා ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් එතනින් ගත හැකියි කියලා. ඒ නිසා කිසිදු ප්‍රතිපත්තියක කරුණක් එතන නැහැ. එනිසේ කඳවුර විශේෂයෙන් ගත්තා. පෞගේ අවුරුදු 5 අපේ රටේ විශාල බලතල හොබවන අමාත්‍යංශ හොබවපු ආණ්ඩු පාලනය කරපු කණ්ඩායම. පසුගිය අවුරුදු 5 පාලන කාල පරිච්ඡේදය ඇතුළත ඔප්පු කොට තිබෙනවා. ඔවුන් සෑම අතිම අසාර්ථක බව. ඒ නිසා මා හිතනවා ජනතාව ඒ කඳවුරත් තෝරා ගැනීමෙන් පළක් නැති බව. එහෙනම් ඇයි අපිව තෝරාගන්නේ? අපිව තෝරාගත යුත්තේ කවුද? මේ කොළඹ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයට තරගව දෙන සෑම දේශපාලන ව්‍යාපාරයකටම වඩා හොඳම ලැයිස්තු ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තිබෙන්නේ මාලිමාවි.
Official polling cards for voting at the forthcoming parliamentary elections are being distributed these days. As a special day set aside for the task, Official polling cards were distributed by post offices today. The Elections Commission states that the 26th of this month will also be a special day for the distribution of official polling cards. The Hatton Post Office staff was seen engaged in house-to-house distribution of polling cards. The Elections Commission states that public sector employees who are unable to cast their postal votes will receive the opportunity to cast postal votes tomorrow and the day after. Postal voting was underway during the past week. Thereby, postal voters can cast their postal votes before the certifying officer at their respective institutions. However, the Elections Commission states that postal voting in the Rajangani Divisional Secretariat Zone will be conducted after the quarantine process is complete. Thereby, postal vote applicants of the area will be notified regarding the postal voting process in the days ahead.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.